Welcome to Driving Smart. Today I'll teach you how to remove and replace the battery in a smart car. The lifespan of a car battery is only a few years, so it's a good skill to know. Most likely, you'll know you need to replace it when you try to turn your car on and it won't start, or when the battery indicator light comes on your dashboard. Before you drop the money into a brand new battery though, you should have a local shop run a quick diagnostic on it. There should be no charge for this, and it will tell you if your battery is done for good, or if there may be some other problem that you'll have to address to get your vehicle running. If it does need to be replaced, chances are you'll have to do it yourself. Shops like AutoZone can generally help car owners with jobs like this, but because the smart car's battery is in a non-standard location under the passenger side floor rather than under the hood, they won't be able to. The good news is that it's a fairly easy fix that requires few specialized tools or technical knowledge, and a beginner should be able to do the job start to finish in under an hour. Before you begin, turn the car off and remove the keys from the ignition. Next, you'll need to access the battery. Remove the passenger side floor mat and the gray foam block underneath. It is important before you start handling the battery to consider taking proper safety precautions. Batteries do contain dangerous materials, and it is best to minimize the chances of coming into direct contact with them. The chances of the battery leaking are not very high, but it is a good idea to be prepared just in case. It is advisable to wear long-sleeve shirts and long pants, protective work gloves, goggles, and closed-toed shoes. If you have one, a plastic apron might also help reduce the risk of exposure. It is best not to do this project alone. Even if you don't need help moving the battery, you should have someone you trust on hand to provide supervision and to get help in the unlikely event that you should need it. The first step in disconnecting the battery is unmounting it. The mount is a silver piece holding it into its place. To remove it, you will have to remove the bolt attaching it to the floor of the car. You'll want to use a socket wrench with a 10mm socket. Because the screw it is on is a long one, it will need to be a deep or long socket rather than a standard length. All of these can be found for relatively cheap online or at your local hardware store. To use the socket wrench, attach the socket and turn the wheel or lever on the head of the wrench to the left. This will set it to loosen the bolt. To remove it, simply place the socket wrench securely over the bolt and begin by turning it to the left. When you move it left, the wrench will be loosening the bolt, and when you turn it to the right, it will make a ratcheting sound but not turn the bolt back. Socket wrenches are great for this job because you won't need to move and readjust it every time you turn. Just keep loosening it until the movement feels easy, then remove the wrench and spin the bolt off the screw with your fingers. Place the bolt somewhere where you will not lose it, and work the mount out of its securement on the underside of the dashboard. Place this to the side as well. Next, you will disconnect the battery terminals. Begin with the negative. The battery should have a minus sign on the negative side. Remove the clamp on the terminal by using the socket wrench to loosen the bolt, keeping it tightened in place. You do not have to remove the bolt completely, just make it loose enough to slide off the terminal. Once it is all the way off, do the same with the positive terminal, which will be on the other side under a red cap. Now the battery can come out. It's heavier than it looks and may require 2 sets of hands to take out. Because of the shape of the front of the car, you'll need to tilt the negative terminal side of the battery up and then slide it out towards the back of the car. If you're having 2 people do it, one should put their hands on opposite sides to lift, while the other places their hands on the other 2 sides and pulls. Be sure to dispose of the battery responsibly. Batteries shouldn't just be thrown away. If you bought the new battery somewhere like AutoZone, you may have been charged a core fee that will be returned to you when you bring them your old battery. Otherwise, you should contact local auto shops and recycling centers, many of whom are willing to take them and who will recycle them in a safe and environmentally friendly way. The new battery will go in facing the same way as the old one. Tilt it in with the positive terminal towards the front of the car and slide it in. The negative terminal should be closer to you, as before. Reattach the mount using the bolt. The socket wrench should be flipped to the right setting to tighten it. As you ratchet it, you should feel more and more resistance. When the wrench will no longer move when you apply heavy pressure to the right, it is tight enough and you can remove it from the bolt. Reconnect the terminals, first the positive, then the negative. Do this by tightening the clamps as much as you can. If you tug at them lightly, they should not move. Be aware that when you connect these, your radio and other electronic systems in your vehicle may momentarily start. It is best not to leave the radio on high volume when you turn it off if you don't wish to be caught off guard. Depending on where you got your battery, you may have been offered terminal protectors and grease. If you are using these, place the protectors around the base of the terminals and apply the grease all around the terminal and to the inside of the clamp before attaching. These are designed to prevent acid corrosion, and while they're not strictly necessary, they cannot hurt to have on your battery. Take your car for a short test drive to make sure that the battery isn't interfering with any of the car's systems and that everything is running smoothly. Don't forget to reset your dashboard clock and you're done. The battery should last for a few years. Be sure to hold on to information about your warranty, and if any problems arise, take them to your battery dealer. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. For more information about home car repair, and for any questions or comments, please visit driving-smart.weebly.com.